In this video, we're going to look at some properties of exponents again in two different problems. And again, we're going to compare and contrast. So our instructions are to simplify. We want to simplify 6 to the negative second power. And we want to simplify 1 over 6 to the negative second power. So the first thing we want to deal with is we want to deal with these negatives on the exponents. So if you ever have those in a problem and you want to simplify, you want to do something about them. So the property that we're going to look at is where you can move something from the top to the bottom or from the bottom to the top of a fraction. And when you do that, it changes the sign of the exponent. So 6 to the negative second power is really the same thing as 6 to the negative 2 over 1. And so what that allows us to do is if you think of this as a fraction, you can move the 6 to the negative 2 to the denominator, and the negative now becomes a positive. And so now we can simplify. 1 over 6 squared is the same thing as 1 over 36. And that's our final answer for the first problem. Now let's do the same thing in the second problem. Now the second problem is already presented as a fraction. So we have a 6 to a negative exponent in the bottom, so we can move that to the top or to the numerator. And that will give us 6 to the now positive 2 over 1, which we of course can just rewrite as 6 to the 2 because anything divided by 1 is itself. And 6 squared is 36. And there you are. There's your final answer. So the long or short story is basically if you have a negative exponent, you want to move whatever that base is either from the top to the bottom or from the bottom to the top and then change the sign of the exponent and then you can simplify.